The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 23rd day of June, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, People's Pharmacy, and our good friends over at Hot 1075. I'm Jamel Hartman, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. How's everyone feeling today? Happy Monday. My favorite day of the week, because I get to come back and see all of you. Kenton Trott out there, he says, good morning, TDH family. Happy Monday. It is a very happy Monday on this 23rd day of June 2025. How was everyone's weekend? Did anyone do anything fun? Kenton, we made fun of Kenton Trott last weekend because he was grilling on, he was the guy, the master griller, but no one saw the results of his work. Well, this weekend, Kenton put his work on and showed us that, well, he didn't burn the food. So big up to Kenton Trott out there, the grill master of the summer. Suzanne Ingham says, super awesome Monday, Jamal and Maya, and a super awesome Monday to you as well, Suzanne, and a happy Monday. TDH family says, Nachika Trott, happy Monday to you, Nachika. Sherry Vanderpool says, morning, Jamal, we did something fun, didn't we? Well, yes, we did, Sister Sherry. We had a wonderful birthday weekend. Sherry had a birthday on Saturday, folks. Yeah, she's a summer baby. It is officially summer by season, yeah. And Sherry, forced me to sit next to her at the birthday dinner. Yep. And I made her night. She got to sit right next to me in person for a couple hours. So she had the time of her life. Absolutely. But enjoyed spending Sherry's birthday with her. I tell you, folks, we don't know how many birthdays we've got in us, so we've got to enjoy and celebrate ourselves and one another as much as possible. So it was a real pleasure to spend Sherry's 50+1 with her. Kenton Trott says, happy belated birthday, Sherry. Indeed. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome the president of Bermuda College, Dr. David Sam, onto the show. We're going to be talking about their Built to Last campaign, so looking forward to discussing that. The daily play is Bermuda Trivia today, so a little Bermuda Trivia question. And folks, don't forget to do us a favor. Subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, let's jump right into it. So, while I was at dinner for Sherry's birthday on Saturday night, we got to, part of the table got to talking about conflict and military. I said, oh, no, enough talk about war. And by the time I got home, I had read that the United States had, I guess, dropped some missiles or bombs or did something to Iran. And a lot of people concerned and, people blaming President Trump. And I want to say this before we get into today's conversation, and just hear me out. Let's approach this with an open mind. There's a reason that I can be equally critical of the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party and the One Bermuda Alliance. There's a reason for that. And the reason is that I have an open heart and an open mind. My conscience is clear. My conscience is free. We can feel how we feel. We can have our ideologies about almost anything. But if our conscience is clouded, if our minds are clouded, if our hearts are clouded, then it's really not truth that we seek. It's validation for how we feel that we seek. Why am I sharing that? I hope no one who's tuned into this show today truly believes the nonsense that is being spewed, that this is Donald Trump's war. The United States president, regardless of who it is, whether it's Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush II, George Bush I, Ronald Reagan, that's what they do. So please stop with the nonsense that, oh, we should have voted for her. Y'all don't, seriously, clear your mind, clear your heart, clear your conscience, and understand this would have happened anyway. Go back and look in history. So I just wanted to address that. We can feel how we feel about whoever the sitting president is, but facts are facts. Reality is reality. The proof is in the history. That brings us to today's question. I love to reach out to various business people when things like this happen to. How do you think this is going to impact us as in Bermuda? And I think we're so caught up with Carnival and the next big party in Bermuda, or the go in Paradise Lakes and on the boat, and cup match, not the honoring of emancipation, but the partying and drinking part, that we honestly don't see what's coming, even though it's right in front of our face. So the question of the morning today: how do you believe tension in the Middle East will impact Bermuda? But just a simple yes or no. Are you concerned at all about global conflict? Do you care about global conflict? Look, just the other day, and I'm sure Maya will be reporting on it. We had a Palestine march in Bermuda. And based on the picture I saw, it didn't look like too many people showed up to that. Now, mind you, I'm going to be very honest with you, because this is what I do and this is what I think is responsible in this space. I have not been as interested, for whatever reason, in what's taking place there, because my mindset was, well, look, man, we just experienced a mass shooting murder in Bermuda. We've and it takes me back. Like, we can walk and chew gum at the same time, right? We can care about both. We can represent for both, right? But what are you concerned about global conflict? And how do you believe tension in the Middle East will impact Bermuda? Those are your questions of the morning. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says yes, it's concerned. Yes. Kenton Trott says, yes, I am very concerned. I am very concerned. Anyone else? Are you concerned about global conflict? Are you concerned? Does it matter to you what happens in the Middle East? Do you care about what happens in South America and the great continent of Africa? Like, are you concerned by it at all? But also, how do you believe tension in the Middle East will impact Bermuda? I mean, everyone's talking about oil prices once Iran shuts down that passageway, right? I mean, I forget the percentage, but they pretty much majority of the oil, or high percentage of oil in the world, is transported through that passage, right? And Iran said, well, we're going to shut it down. Well, you know what happens when things that someone put on social media last night. Well, no, we were complaining about $3 gas. Never thought I'd be paying $15 for gas. Does that concern us? Remember what happened? We had Zach Munners from Lindo's coming on, a couple years ago when the incident happened, and I think it's the Suez Canal. I think I'm pronouncing it right, and it stopped traffic, and that impacted grocery prices in Bermuda. Like, do we think Bermuda's another world? Do we think Bermuda's not impacted by global conflicts? What are your thoughts? Again, are you concerned about global conflict, and how do you believe tension in the Middle East will impact Bermuda? Hedley and Swan says no, she's not concerned by global conflict. Polly Rich says, yes, I am concerned, but not sure how it will affect Bermuda. Okay. Manuela John says, yes. Okay. There's the easy one is oil, obviously. Oil. Bermudians already complain about the price of Belco, for instance. Any excuse to raise prices, right? And that's something. It's summertime, and so people are probably using more energy than any time before. Will it impact the cost of travel, groceries, like necessities? This is something that probably we need to be asking of our leaders, right? Our political leaders. How are they preparing? I mean, someone said to me just yesterday, said Bermuda hasn't even responded well to its current cost of living challenges. By the time our government finds a solution to that, well, we'll be in this pickle, right? LinkedIn user says, yup, all of it. Air prices up, tariffs are already hiking up, let alone food supplies to the island. I think that's my thoughts about it. Yeah, food supply. Think about it, audience. We've talked a number of times on this show, a number of times, about the cost of living. Global conflict isn't going to assist with that. This is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure Trucking. Folks, the questions of the morning, obviously, if you haven't heard, there is conflict in the Middle East. The United States has gotten involved in Iran as of Saturday night, and tensions seem to have increased. Iran has said that they'll respond, and when conflicts like this happen, we know that no matter how big or small a jurisdiction is, it's likely to be impacted. How else will it impact Bermuda, you think? Like, what do you think? Let's use this for instance. There are a number of people who say that travel is going to be down simply because of the immigration and ICE border protection of the United States, that travel is going to be down for Bermuda. Is this something of concern? Is this something we should be concerned with? Roberto Ortiz says everything will be impacted. And I don't think he's exaggerating. I don't think he's exaggerating. I just want us to be prepared. I want us to be realistic about where we are, not to fear or scare, like no fear mongering, no scare, like not trying to scare anyone. But I don't want Bermudians to be caught with their pants down. Look, here's the thing. I believe people, as long as you're not causing harm to others, I believe you should be able to spend your honest living any way you choose. But I really want us to do better at responding to markets. Meaning, if it means that we're unable to attend a party this year or tonight or this weekend because we don't have the finances to do so, then we forego the party. If we are unable to take that trip to New York this year, then we forego that trip. I think some of this is how we respond to things. A lot of it, and I'm not trying to say that governments or those in political power are not responsible for creating the situation. What I'm trying to do is accountability, put some things on us, look within. how we respond to different situations can literally be the difference between how we thrive during a situation or not. How do you believe that tension in the Middle East will impact Bermuda? And are you concerned about global conflict? Suzanne Ingham says, I hate global conflict. Global conflict is prophesied in the Bible, Daniel, and Revelation. It's happening. We will all be affected by it at some point. How much, I don't know, but it will affect everyone in the world. It's global. She goes on to say, we get a lot of stuff from the USA. We are going to feel it big time. Well, here's another thing I did this weekend. Guyana. I read and watched a video about Guyana is the only country in the world that has enough food for their population. I will share that video with you all if you so choose. But the way they did it, it was just awesome. Between the oil that Guyana recently found and being able to, like, food security, being secure with that, that's leadership. Especially the food security part. That's leadership. What else, audience? How do you believe tension in the Middle East will impact Bermuda? And are you concerned about global conflict? Are you concerned about global conflict? Yes or no? It's an interesting time where our eyes need to be wide open, our ears as well. We need to know what's going on. No one is coming to save us. Our government has already proven that they really don't have the answers, or have not, at least haven't executed in a manner that most would deem timely to reduce our cost of living. So we need to get a step ahead and understand that if this escalates, what things are going to look like. I'm speaking to myself as well. If that means Jamal Hartman doesn't attend cup match or can't make it, so be it. If that means that I can't, do something special like travel for my birthday, then so be it. Use me as an example. I said it to you last week when it came to staying home with family. You know, there's a common theme on this show. I don't know if you all have realized it yet. The common theme is that self-reflection is really going to be important for all of us as we live. Look within, dig deep within to find the solutions for many of the things that we come across, that we have to deal with. I learned long ago that no one is coming to save us. No one. And I'm going to speak to the religious folk real fast. The promise of heaven may be, but while you're here living, you've got work to do. Trust me. Your God's giving you the tools. You've got to use them. No one is coming to save us. How we respond to global conflict, how we respond to local conflict, how we decide to spend our money and our time, that's what's going to define whether we prosper as a community or not, as individuals or not, as families or not. Let's go back to the audience. How do you believe tension in the Middle East will impact Bermuda? And are you concerned about global conflict? Manuela John says Bermuda is connected to the world in just about every way, not only for imports. We are connected to the world in financial, personal, travel, even some products that we get from the USA. Transit, absolutely. You've heard of that, reinsurance and captive. Yeah. Michael Daniels says the Middle East conflict is part of a power shift in the world. Bermuda will need to diversify our connections. I think what he means is that this has been said for the last 30, 40 years that, the US is no longer going to be the superpower. It's going to be someone else. Yeah, I take his point. LB, I agree with him that we need to diversify, but in fairness to the government, they have been trying to do that. I mean, they've been developing relationships in the Middle East, Qatar, and the like, but that hasn't really gone over too well in Bermuda because some Bermudians have responded, "Oh, well, about this with the civil rights and the issues, human rights issues." And I don't watch The View, but I saw a clip of The View the other day where Whoopi Goldberg was going at it with some other a white lady host and talking about that. And I'll say it, man. Vladimir Putin put it the other day. The United States should not be demeaning anyone, no one in the U.S. about human rights. They're not the barometer. WKD Lama says, concerned, but I expect the cost of living to increase. Richard Scott says, concerned, yes, another opportunity to take personal responsibility to prepare and not depend on anything or anyone external. Thank you, Richard. That's it. That's it right there. Folks, that comment right there highlights, of course, he said it more eloquently and direct than I, but that's my point right there. How we respond, folks. Personal responsibility. It's going to be huge. Let's go through this final few comments. Suzanne Ingham says, keep your eyes on the Middle East because what goes on there foretells what we will be facing. Wake up, people. We've got Manuela John says, even if we develop our connections, those connections are not standalone. Indeed, folks, this was your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure Trucking.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black history tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
Alrighty. Thanks again to Titan Express and Secure Trucking, folks. I just got a note saying, is it the Strait of Hormuz that Iran's parliament backs blocking it? So that would be a travesty. That would not be good. But we'll keep our eyes on this and discuss this. But don't forget, we've got Dr. David Sam coming up after the news break with Maya. We're going to be celebrating the trades, technical, culinary, hospitality. Bermuda College, they're doing a Built to Last campaign that if you or someone you know attended Bermuda College, you want to ensure you don't miss this conversation.
Good morning. Good morning.
Greetings, Maya. Hey, have you been paying attention to like
the show?
The global stuff?
Oh, yes. Mainly I'm getting a lot of feeds that come through right now on my Instagram account and on TikTok and group chats. So it's a lot coming through.
Yeah, it's concerning. It's concerning. I think it's an interesting time. But what are your thoughts? Do you think Bermudians pay attention enough to global conflict based on like your conversations? Do you think there's a big interest in global conflict?
To be honest, the majority of conversations I'm having right now with friends who stay in Canada, I haven't really had any conversations with a lot of my Bermudian friends in regards to, the recent attack that the USA put on Iran. I haven't really, now that you've asked me, it's starting to hit me now. I actually haven't talked to many of my Bermudian friends about it and just my Canadian friends. Regarding even posts about it, I think I'm mainly just getting it feeding through from my Canadian friends, actually. So that's okay. Something I didn't realize till just now.
No, it's interesting. I think, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but let's say the Royal Gazette or Trevor, Lindsay, they put up something and it's talking about global conflict. And one of the immediate consistent responses from Bermudians in the comments, and tell us if I'm wrong, audience, they'd be like, what about what's happening in Bermuda with Bermudians? And, we just had this and that. And I don't think we realize that some of that stuff is kind of what leads to what happens in Bermuda, right?
Yeah, Bermuda is a big part of a lot of history when it comes to war as well. So it's interesting that we seem to think that we're kind of outside of it.
Mhm.
Although again, like it's you don't know what you don't know or what's not taught to you as well. And I do recall seeing TNN post something about it. And if I remember, even when I post something about Palestine before, the comments were very similar, like it doesn't affect us. Why are we talking about
Mhm.
it type thing? It's just like it's yeah, we try to separate ourselves so much when we are very much so like a big connection to a lot of
Mhm.
global networks and countries.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and I get why people think that, but I think, as you said, we don't know what we don't know, and I just want us as a collective to be more prepared for what may come, if that makes sense. But take it away, Maya.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is your daily hour newsbreak brought to you by the good people at People's Pharmacy. And at People's, they are celebrating the classes of 2025 this week. So every milestone deserves more than just applause. So make it special with cards, gifts, and inspiration from People's Pharmacy, which actually jumps us right into our very first story this morning, graduation season. Many students are saying goodbye and moving on to another chapter in life. One of those institutions who have been fostering opportunity, education, and growth for 42 years is the Care Learning Center, founded by the Honorable Dr. Nalitha Butterfield. So graduates of the GD program were honored for accomplishments with high marks, life skills, and professional development programs. And at the ceremony, it was pointed out by guest speaker Quentin Sherlock how the facilities is a safe haven for many young people in Bermuda.
Well, in front of us today, we just witnessed a ceremony that represents an institution in our community that has been a safety net for those who have been falling through the cracks for not for 5 years, not 10 years, not 20 years, not 30 years, but for 40 years, 42 years in fact. And our founder had mentioned that we could even serve more young people if only the resources were available in order for us to provide these opportunities to them. So with all that we're facing and all that may be not quite working within our community, here is a shining and bright example of what is working.
Indeed, Brother Sherlock. Indeed. I have so much to add on that, but I'll say this in short. I think to address what he said about the resources, had this conversation with my business partner the other day. We were talking about doing something with a corporate organization, and I said that it'd be hard for me to commit to something like that based on what I say on this show. People no longer align or commit to things that they believe in and truly want to help. They align and commit to things that are going to make them look good. And I think that's the challenge that organizations like CARE face. Honorable Nalitha Butterfield has committed so many years to educating not just those who have had challenges, but Teo Dill, one of the most intelligent Bermudians ever. The man finished college by 19, right? He went through CARE. I went through CARE, right? But you have to question, why aren't organizations like that getting the resources? Because it's not pretty. It doesn't garner as much good attention, if that makes sense. I'll end it with this, and I hope this hits everybody. It doesn't look as pretty when you're supporting mainly Black people, no matter the jurisdiction.
Mr. Sherlock went on to even say that there were no sitting MPs in the audience there at CARE. No one had come to, witness the celebration. But positively enough, maybe the new governor of Bermuda, Mr. Andrew Murdoch, he was there in the audience for the celebration. All right, moving over to our next story. Over the weekend, there was a march for Palestine. People came together to be a part of the growing consensus regarding the existential crisis facing the people of Gaza. So human rights professional Lisa Reed, who we've had on the show numerous times, spoke on the steps of City Hall. She says, "We must speak against all acts of discrimination and refuse to be silent in the face of injustice."
Bermuda has a responsibility not to be complicit, but to act. We call on the government of Bermuda to acknowledge its legal obligations and called for an immediate ceasefire. We urge the United Kingdom to lift the siege on Gaza and protect humanitarian corridors and to protect the people of Gaza.
Yeah, that ties into this morning's conversation.
She talked about also kind of like the legal requirements that the UK has in order to do something on the faces of like injustices or mistreatment of human rights. Correct. So that was mainly the boiling part of it, because now it's been almost 2 years that this has been going on. I mean, when you want to think about it, 75 plus years, but that we have been talking about this and hearing about the lives of the people in Gaza.
Yeah, I think again, it ties into this morning's conversation, folks. I mean, we can sit back and act like this has nothing to do with us until it does, right? It's like the violence in our community. Many years ago, it was just happening in up St. Monica's or Middletown or Court Street, whatever, and then it wasn't.
Indeed. Well, meanwhile, on Friday and Saturday past, the Athletic Association held the Bermuda Track and Field National Championship. So the crowd at the stadium was pretty low, about a turnout, maybe 100 to 150 persons had come out as Bermuda's elite athletes returned home to compete with the up-and-coming generation. Now, I spoke with Olympian Janai Parent-Chief, ACC champion Caitlin Bobb, and new Bermuda record holder for the high jump women's Sakai Famous. Now, Parent-Chief, who unfortunately jumped alone at the meet, says it was a good use of practice for a new, shorter run-up.
I feel a good amount turned out for the little bit of promotion that went on, so I can't complain. I feel like we just moving forward we could do better, just helping to promote this, and it takes people like me, the Sakai's, Caitlin's, and everybody that can help. So
like, how'd you feel overall about what you did and what you put out there on that pit?
It was okay. I mean, it was hard because this is not a new approach, it's a shorter approach. But I fouled a lot of my jumps. I got like one legal jump in, so it is what it is. But we use stuff like this as practice. I mean, it's unfortunate we don't have more jumpers. It's only me, but I got to deal with what I can deal with, and our opportunity to jump is, no excuse. I feel like I could have did a lot better.
Our athletes, they need us more than ever. I sad to see the stands not full, but I'm looking forward. We will be having Sakai Famous on before the end of the month as well. So looking forward to these conversations and doing our part to support them. So big props to you for making sure that people who tune into the Daily Hour at least stay connected with these athletes.
Indeed, yeah, it was a bit upsetting to see the crowd so little, but again, it wasn't promoted very well. A lot of people did not know that this was happening. I myself didn't even find out until some of the athletes contacted me to let me know that they're coming down to the island, because it wasn't really pushed or sent out anywhere for us to be notified about it. But Caitlin Bobb talked about her future in track and how she is disciplined in her craft and her relationship with her event, especially after running 51.1 seconds in the 400 meter to claim the ACC championship title. So I'm going to play this for you, and her answer might actually shock you about how she feels about her sport.
I have a love-hate relationship with track. I don't really like it that much. I do it because I'm really blessed with the talent to do it. So I'm gonna definitely not waste that gift. Definitely seeing how this next year goes along with being my first post-collegiate, because that kind of makes or breaks the person. So really looking to see where that goes. I definitely want to make it to big finals. So Diamond League, World Outdoors, well, indoors, Olympics. Definitely want to make it to finals. I don't want to be the person who's yeah, I just went to Olympics. Okay, what you have to show for it. So I would like a little medal or something like that. And I ultimately want to run 49. I know I'm really small and a tiny package, but I'm a pocket rocket. So let's see what I can do the next 4 years.
Oh, hey, her personality is fire, boy. I love it.
Yeah, she's got that spirit, she's got that spunk that you want to come out and see, man. Watching her run that 400 meter was insane. She got to run against two of our at least up and coming athletes as they ran beside her. So I wonder how they actually felt knowing I'm racing with Caitlin Bobb right now, because she was gone. She was out there. She definitely showed why she is an ACC champion that day. So that was awesome.
Katie Lama. She's an absolute gem, boy. I love that.
Yeah, she's determined to bring back a medal for Bermuda at the Olympics, so that's really awesome to see. Closing out right now at the championships, there was also some major achievements as silver medalist Tatiana Souza threw a personal best in javelin. So she won a silver medal at the Clifton Games recently, you may recall us reporting it here. And also discus thrower Tiara DeRuzo officially broke the 50-meter barrier and claimed the new national record for Bermuda women's discus throw at 50.07 meters. And here's a clip of her when she realized that she actually made that happen. So that was really awesome.
Good stuff. Congratulations to her.
Definitely. All right, for the weather today, everyone, it's looking like some sunny spells and some very light wind. And we got a high of 84. So hot.
All right. So today is some interesting days of the year. We've got National Typewriter Day and Public Service Day, National Porridge Day, International Women in Engineering Day, International Widows Day, Detroit Style Pizza Day, National Let It Go Day, and then Pink Flamingo Day. There are flamingos that are not pink. Excuse my ignorance.
Yeah, I think they're not really pink at all. How do they get pink?
They get pink some way, right?
Yeah, they get pink some way, but I can't recall how, because they're mainly like white or creamish when they get pink. I can't remember.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. But real quickly, since I want to say this, I don't know if anyone follows the NBA Finals or basketball or whatnot, but they had Game 7 of the NBA Finals last night, which is the final game, and the Oklahoma City Thunder won that game. But I want people to really listen to what I'm about to say. So I believe it was 2012 or 2013. The Oklahoma City Thunder went to the NBA Finals against LeBron James' Miami Heat. And they had Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. I mean, three key players, a core group that went on to, have great NBA careers, all still in the NBA technically. But they broke them up. James Harden was the first to be traded to Houston, and then Kevin Durant left as a free agent and went on. They then brought in Paul George many years later to team up with Russell Westbrook. They blew that up, traded Paul George for a skinny Canadian kid named SGA, they call him, Gilgeous Alexander, and a bunch of draft picks. And they shipped out Russell Westbrook. So they collected all this stuff for the future. Mm-hmm. Over the last 10 years, and this the point I'm making, I'm going to tell you the point before I get to the end, is what you do today, you can go for it all today, folks. You can literally say, I'm going all in, or you can patiently build over time. And Kobe Bryant said at the end of the career, if you remember anything about Kobe was all about just winning. He was obsessed with passing Michael Jordan in terms of rings until he realized his missing out on the journey. The journey. Sam Presti, the general manager of the Oklahoma City Thunder, should be commended because it's a lesson in so many things, not just basketball or sport, but friendships, relationships, and business. Enjoy the journey. This man could have been fired for the moves he made. I mean, Kevin Durant, Russell, these are MVPs, James Harden, all of them went on to be successful individually. And he let them go. But he had a bigger plan. He said, look, we can't afford to do that. Let's go this direction. Folks, have patience and enjoy the journey. This was the result of something that no one saw but Sam Presti. And as of last night, he created an NBA championship caliber team because the people around him trusted what he was doing, even if it meant giving up some of the world's best basketball players to make it happen. I guarantee you, Maya, if I ask you, you love sports, outside of SGA, could you name one player on Oklahoma City Thunder?
No.
If I ask the audience, could you name one player on the Oklahoma City Thunder? They probably wouldn't know. But that's the joy in what he did. He created a team that was good enough to be the best, not on the back of individuals. So hope everyone takes something from that. As Mark Arthur C. Phillips says here, Jamal, the OKC building project started back in the Rashard Lewis days. That was when they were the Seattle Supersonics, actually. Yeah. All right, Maya. Thank you so much. We will see you soon. Sam patiently waiting. This is a fun conversation about Bermuda College, folks. You don't want to miss this. See you later. Have a good one. All right, folks, do not go anywhere. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
96 degrees, real hot, oh yes.
Summer's heating up, but your home, it can chill. BAC is turning down the heat with 20% off Carrier X-Power mini split AC units. They're sleek, whisper quiet, and smart thanks to energy-saving inverter technology. New install, upgrade, doesn't matter. Just don't miss out. For a limited time, get 20% off when you pay with cash, credit, or debit.
96 degrees, real hot.
Swing by BAC on Mill Creek Road today.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
At Umami, we don't just sell spices, we spark something bigger. We believe food isn't just fuel, it's connection, it's tradition, it's joy. Our dream? To help you eat better, love louder, and maybe even start a little food revolution. One home-cooked, flavor-packed meal at a time. Because cooking isn't just a chore, it's an act of love. Umami Spice. Gather, cook, connect.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamel Hartman here. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies. Medical Lindos, people saw me saying big up to our friends over at Hot 107.5, pumping us through so that you can tune in. If you're unable to watch us, you can at least listen to us. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. I'm going to ask you a big favor. I ask you every day. It costs you nothing. Whatever platform you're on, literally, it costs you nothing. Cost you nothing. Stop looking at me for a second. Take your finger, and whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter X, Instagram, just take your finger, find the button where you can like, love, follow, share, subscribe. Do all of that right now. It costs you absolutely nothing. We don't want Mark Arthur C. Phillips yelling at you all saying we've got this amount of people tuned in and only this amount. Like, it helps us beat the algorithm, and it allows more people to find these community conversations. And we want to ensure as many people have access to our guest today. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to Dr. David Sam. Greetings, sir. How are you?
I am well. Good morning to all the listeners out there. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Well, first, thank you so much for your patience. You know, we go a little long sometime, but thank you so much for remaining tuned in and being patient. And hopefully you don't have any meetings. I'm not going to make you late for anything, but
no. No, it was wonderful. The topics you are talking about, very important and timely. So I was really focused on them also.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sam. I gotta ask you before we jump in though. I was just talking about like the basketball and the journey. Do you watch sports at all? Are you into
Oh,
sports?
I do. I watch all kinds of sports, and what you were describing, very important. What you see is the longevity of certain leaders on a team make for successful championship teams. So you look at New England, Chicago, Bulls, and then the Lakers, but there are some teams that overnight they change their coaches and so forth, and it becomes problematic.
Indeed, absolutely, and that's the whole thing right there. The team finding the right core group to make it happen. But Dr. Sam, again, thank you for your patience. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you to Bermuda College for always trusting our platform. But it's pretty exciting what we're talking about today, and I hope the audience understands how exciting this is. But Bermuda College audience, it's a built to last campaign that Bermuda College is doing. Just speak to us, because we've had these conversations for years about the trades and technical education, but the Built to Last initiative is celebrating the legacy of trades, technical, culinary, and hospitality alumni. What inspired the launch of this campaign, Dr. Sam?
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be on this show to talk about this. A very brief history. Bermuda College was established in 1974. We are wrapping up our 50th anniversary at this stage. The combination of the Bermuda Technical Institute, which was established in 1956, the Bermuda Hotel and Catering College, established in 1965, and the Academic Sixth Form Center, established in 1967. These three entities make us what is called comprehensive community college. And so as you can see, the trades are in our DNA. They were there from day one. But from time to time, people forget that. I've been on a couple of taxi rides that the drivers have asked me, why don't you offer these trade programs at the college? And my responses have always been, we do. We've been offering them since 1974. Well, for this reason, we have to elevate these programs so that people will see that, one, we offer them, but more importantly, our graduates have contributed extensively to the socioeconomic development of Bermuda. That is why we are establishing the Built to Last, celebrating our trades, technical, culinary, and hospitality legacy.
I love that. I love that. And I think this is an absolutely great response to what people don't know, right? After this campaign, there should be less questions. But these conversations have been going on for years in Bermuda Talk Radio, in comments underneath stories about companies closing and mergers and the like. Let's move on to why is it important now more than ever to spotlight alumni, like from vocational to technical fields? Like, what message do you hope it sends to current and future students?
Well, first, with our celebration of the 50th anniversary, we have a lot of alumni. And what is the best product that we can show that comes out of Bermuda College? Our alumni. And so we have to do that. Also, many of the people who went through the program earlier are reaching the ages where they will be retiring. And it's important that we keep the pipeline going. There may not be some interest on the part of some people, one, and two, some may not know that we are doing these programs. And so we are elevating to remind people that we need more people in the pipeline and that we offer these programs. We talk about the fact that AI is going to do a lot of things. Yes, but AI is not going to fix your plumbing. Okay, there are things, yes, AI can direct the plumber in a certain way, but there are things that need to be done by people. And these are all important. They are fundamental for us. We may be looking at high-end things, and we offer those at Bermuda College, but those that are fundamental still need to be offered because these programs are in our DNA, and we are not going to shed our DNA.
Indeed. Well, the campaign invites nominations from the public, so the public can make the nominations. What are the qualities or accomplishments the college is looking for in honorees?
Well, first, it gives us the opportunity to identify our alumni. But we're looking at anyone who's contributed. Any small story is good enough. We're looking in the plumbing area, heating, ventilation, air conditioning area, automotive, culinary arts, carpentry, hospitality, all of these. Anyone who has contributed to the welfare, the socioeconomic development of this island, we want to hear from you. Your neighbor who has done well in a certain area, let us know. Your family member, let us know. And then once we get all of these, we will carefully look at them and then elevate these people so that the future generation will know that these are the people who built Bermuda as an island and that they can follow those footsteps.
Indeed, indeed. You just mentioned some of the programs. Speak to the audience about how the technical and vocational programs have evolved over the years to meet the demands of today's job market.
Well, we as a community college have to respond to the needs of all the citizens here. So over the years, if there is a greater need in one area, we offer more classes. So if we get a lot of people saying, hey, we need more plumbers. Okay, thank you. We will offer more classes in that area. But we know that you come to plumbing, HVAC, automotive, these are mainstay. They are always there and will be always needed. Because of that, we keep offering. If there are other areas, and we are looking at some things at the moment, possible conversion of gas cars to EV. We want to step ahead a little bit, look into the future, and respond to all of those needs. And so we get feedback from the community, and then based on information that we also have here, we prepare for the future.
Audience, I want to know if anyone in the audience knows or has experienced technical education at Bermuda College. Let us know, audience. And also, if you have any questions or comments for Dr. Sam, please send them through. Dr. Sam, we've got to touch on this, and this is just part of the everyday conversation, this stigma around trades compared to academic, like banking or business or insurance, whatever it is. Like, how is the college working to change the perception in Bermuda that trades are beneath people?
Well, we're starting with this program that we are going to offer on October 8th. See, not everyone is cut out for being a poet. There are other things that are equally important. Let's face it, these fields contribute to our daily lives. When you go to the US especially, you need a plumber, you're a physician, you're a lawyer, you get a certain message. Their rates are comparable to you as a physician or an attorney. they make very, very good living. And that's what we are about. We want to make sure that you have a very good living. These programs do that. There is nothing wrong with them. They are all important. Using your hands, great. There are many people in these white-collar jobs that have this background. It may be their hobby. They fix their own plumbing system. They do things at home. So even if you want to go into banking in the long run, you can start by learning some of these skills from Bermuda College. And then in your spare time, you can charge someone to fix their toilets if they is needed, or their air conditioner if it's needed. And especially today, we need all the air conditioners working well. And I can tell you, we have some graduates. If someone is looking for someone to fix air conditioner, yes, we have some people who graduated this May. Plumbing system, we do. Automotive, culinary arts, hospitality. We have people there, but we want to increase the number for all of these because the demand is greater than the supply at the moment.
I tell you what, man, you just turned into career services just now. Look, folks, if you're hiring, he's got the people. That is that easy. Nomination day. What's the nomination window, and how can the community get involved and submit names for consideration? How can they do that?
Nominations are open from today, June 23rd till July 11th. Please send us. You can go to our website, college.bm, and you'll get the information there. Or call my office, the president's office, and we'll direct you to where you can find the information. We just want to honor all these outstanding individuals who have done things on the island. Some of them are very visible. Some of them are not very visible, but they contribute every single day. In fact, some of them contribute at night when we are struggling. Those are the people we call. We want to honor them.
Indeed. What can we expect at the celebration in October? And how does it play into the college's broader mission of recognizing success across all professional pathways?
Well, you see, our alumni are our best storytellers. Those are the people who show what we have done here. And so this is going to be a group of people who will be our storytellers. It fits right into everything that we do at the college. We want to inspire the next generation of people going into these trades and skills areas. In fact, we are working very closely with the Department of Workforce Development. If things work out, they may be on our campus for a period of time. They are fixing their facilities. They may be on our campus, and we will work very, very closely with them to respond to the skills needs in this community. And so there are many opportunities out there for those who are aspiring to get decent, well-paying jobs.
I've got a question from the audience. Charles H. Jefferson II asks, Dr. Sam, what percentage of graduates leave employed or have opened their own businesses? Do you know that?
I do not know offhand, but that will be a talking point that I will look for and make sure that I share. We encourage people to open their businesses. We have a program in entrepreneurship. We would like to grow it so that people own their own businesses.
All right. Dr. Sam, how can people, where can people go to learn more about the Build to Last initiative, website, social media? Where can they go, or can they give a call?
Yes, the website is very easy, college.bm. you'll get to Bermuda College website, and that will allow you to provide the information. And if you want to send me an email also, D as in David, SAM, DSAM at college.bm.
All right.
I'll make sure it gets to the appropriate person.
And before you head out, for the fall semester, can people still enroll? Like, is enrollment still open?
Oh, yes. We are fully open for business. We are looking for students to enroll. I know some students have made plans to go overseas or do other things. If your plans change, Bermuda College is there for you. And for all those who are graduating, and this is the graduation week, congratulations. For those of you out there graduating, by virtue of your graduation from your school, you are offered admission to Bermuda College. Straight up, because you are graduating from high school, you are offered admission to Bermuda College. Contact us. Let's work together so that you can start. You don't need to start full-time if you have other plans. You can start with a course or two. Classes start August 25th. We will work with you to make sure that you have the funds that you need to go to college. See, Bermuda College is here for you. We will meet and exceed your expectations.
Yeah, I don't like to regret things, but I echo what you're saying. If you could turn back the hands of time, probably not a, hindsight, they say it's 2020, but not just the money that you could save, but the education's quality. I don't, speak highly or brag about things simply to do it. I had an excellent professor there, and I just wish I took more advantage of Bermuda College than I did. And, to the graduates graduating this week, you've likely already been accepted to your institution if you're going overseas. But like Dr. Sam said, the door is not closed to you. If, the global conflict means that money may not be as available to you now. You know what? Say, let me start at Bermuda College. Let me, to echo what Charles H. Jefferson II is saying right here, I believe community colleges are a smart way to start one's post-secondary education, both financially and educationally. I wish I did. Again, we're tied with that. Again, hindsight, looking back. So, and Craig Simmons, the economist, the former professor, he says it all the time.
Professor Emeritus, we have outstanding professors at the college. Teaching is our first activity in the classroom. See, you go to some universities, some of the bigger universities, great reputation, but for them, for the professors, research is their first priority. And it's okay, we need the research. But when it comes to teaching and learning, we do a great job. We have outstanding professors here that will prepare you so that when you transfer, you don't miss a beat. You'll be as good or better than the native student at the 4-year institution. And remember, the quality of Bermuda College is ensured through our accreditation. Our accreditors accredit institutions such as Harvard, Brown, Dartmouth, Yale, and so forth. They will not cut us any slack. Why would they? They expect excellence from us. And they are coming in February 2026 to check on us, to make sure that the excellence that they saw several years ago still being maintained. And I can assure you, we are still maintaining the excellence because we have outstanding faculty that work with these students every day. So if your plans change, we are ready to accommodate you. Or if you've not made any plans, Bermuda College is here for you.
Indeed, Dr. Sam, thank you so much for making the time, having this important conversation. All the best to you and Bermuda College. I'm sure we'll be in touch very soon. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate everything. Bye-bye.
Dr. David Sam, folks. If you appreciated that conversation, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break, and we'll be back after this. We've got a daily play. I want to see. It's Bermuda trivia today. I want to see how many of you know the answer to this. Stick with us. Forget the usual. Ditch the ordinary. Go off-grid, where adventure meets barefoot luxury. Welcome to Off-Grid RV Bermuda, the island's first recreational vehicle retreat where nature meets luxury in a fully solar-powered Airstream RV. Enjoy eco-conscious linens, cozy robes, a stove, and full bath in a mobile home. You'll find peace in every detail of your stay. Now accepting bookings for overnight stays and half-day escapes. We deliver and set up your Airstream at one of our 10 hand-picked island gems or right to your private residence. Whether it's a honeymoon, golf getaway, birthday, or solo recharge, you'll get quality service every time. Book now at offgridrvbermuda.com and discover the sleep, serenity, and scenery you've been craving.
Hey, you all right, boy? I don't know, man. I finished running 20 minutes ago, and I feel like I'm still panting.
Look like you need to recover. Try this here. New drink. Oh, you're like you want to go to the hospital in 2 seconds. This will make you fast like Flora.
Tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, we again.
I'm recovered, boy.
Being from this little island, like yourself, we knew you needed access to reliable shipping. We set up mailboxes so you can skip all the long waits or held up in customs excuses.
With mailboxes, that won't happen. Get your packages in under 48 hours using our dashboard.
Plus, if you're a planner or headerer, our weekly consolidation service might be for you. We hold your packages in Delaware and ship them together to save you big time on shipping fees.
And with our warehouse being in Delaware, that means 0% sales tax. Pretty cool, right, guys?
Looking for the best care for your pets? Nova's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
All right. Thanks again to Dr. David Sam and Bermuda College Built to Last initiative. That campaign's going on. Nominations from today, June 23rd through July 11th. If you know someone, make sure you nominate them. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we can do this with you on a daily basis. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, audience, are you ready? Here we go. Here's your question. It's Bermuda Trivia today. Audience, who was the last sitting U.S. president to visit Bermuda? It's interesting. We're not going to give the answer to Nachika Trott. We're not going to give the answer to Sheldon Fox. It was not Clinton. It was not Biden. It was not George Bush II. It was not Bill Clinton. It was not Anika Shields. It was not Clinton. You can't just say Bush if there were two presidents. Thank you, Sheldon Fox. Thank you. There were two Bush presidents. That's like saying, oh, who's the best? Smith in cup match, and you say Smith. Well, there's Vandal, there's Clay, right? Like, come on, folks. Anyway, 1991, George Bush 1 was the last sitting president, according to Daily Hour research, to visit Bermuda. I think I remember that. Didn't he come in a copter or something and landed at Government House? I think I remember that. Anyone else remember that? You all remember that? But yeah, I don't think we've had, I think Sir John was premier at that time. Yeah, I think Sir John was premier at the time. But yeah, we haven't had a sitting US president visit Bermuda in a while. I mean, that goes along with our tourism numbers. We can't get visitors these days. I'm sorry, that slipped out. Anyway, thank you all so much for rocking with us today. I've got to give you a daily inspiration, don't I? Well, let me wrap it up first. So as far as the global conflicts, I think Bermudians, we need to have our eyes wide open. We need to have our eyes wide open. We need to be paying attention. When I say pay attention, we need to forecast. We need to forecast. We need to know what's going on in the world so that we're not caught by surprise. We have access to so much information. Turn the music off for a while and read, or engage in conversations that will ensure that you know what's going on. As far as the conversation with Dr. Sam, I love this. I think Bermuda College is doing an awesome thing by your best salespeople are going to be the people who've been through the process, right? And so I absolutely love that they're going to be utilizing alumni to spread the word. I mean, who knows? Those people who come and, fix your air conditioner or cook your food or serve you in any respect or provide a service to you, sell your product. That's possibly Bermuda College alumni. I love what this initiative can do for the trades, Bermuda College, but also the greater community. So again, folks, nominate someone if you know someone. Suzanne Ingham asks, what is a sitting president? And she says, don't they all sit? Well, I'm going to say that's the joke of the day. But a sitting president is, I guess it's not obvious. It's the person who is the president at the time. So the last time a president at the time, a current president visited Bermuda, it's called a sitting president. All right, folks, time to get out of here. I gave you your daily inspiration, but please, if you haven't already, please ensure that you give us whatever platform you're on a like, love, follow, share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.